number 3, that is security and payment in e-business. So we will see how the e-business security is ensured, what kind of issues are there, then what is e-payment or e-business payment, what are the different options that we have, and we'll also look into the each option or each mode of online payment and how it is used, what kind of advantages and disadvantages the payment methods have. Okay, so let us see first what is there in the third unit. Okay, so third unit is called as e-business security and e-payment. Okay, and what concept that we'll be discussing in e-business security and payments are, first we start with understanding e-business security. What are its characteristics? Then we will understand about security threats. There are different kinds of security threats are there, like client server, web server, and communication threats. Then how to implement security in e-business, how to protect client computer. We see some concepts related to e-business security like cryptography, decryption, SSL protocol, firewall, and so on. So the second part of the third unit is about electronic payment or e-payment. What are the different types of electronic payment like a credit card, debit card, smart card, net banking, digital wallet, mobile payment, digital cash, digital check. And then we will see what is payment gateway, and a few popular payment gateways will be discussing. And we end the third unit with a case study. So this is the structure of the third unit. Okay, the third unit is all about e-business security and payment. So we discussed in the first and second unit about e-business, what is e-business and what is the role of internet in it. So e-business security is nothing but certain principles which guide safe electronic transactions, allowing buying and selling of goods and services through the internet. But the protocols in place to provide safety for these those involved. There are certain guidelines given and there are certain protocols followed for secured online transactions. Okay, it may be information that you exchange, or it may be the products and services that you sell, or it may be the payment what you do. Excuse me, students, I'll be back in a moment.
Students, kindly wait. I think sir will come in another minute or two.
Okay, sorry for the interruption, students. So when you talk about e-business security, it's all about certain protocols must be followed when you do online transactions. Okay, so it can be information exchange or selling products and services, or it can be, provide making that payment options to the customers, and all these will be part of your e-business security. Okay, take a very simple example. We all have a password or OTP or PIN number when you do online transactions. That is to ensure that your data is secure. Nobody get access to your data. That's a simple example for e-business security. So it refers to all those principles which guide safe electronic transactions, allowing the buying and selling of goods and services through the internet, but with protocols in place. Those protocols we'll be learning later. Now, what are those protocols which will ensure that the transactions are safe and secure? Okay, next we'll move on to characteristics or features of e-business security. When you talk about So when you talk about security in e-business, there are certain characteristics that we need to look into. Okay, so characteristics are like authentication, that is you authenticate all your transactions. Then authorization is also one of the characteristics of e-business security. Encryption, that is the data what you transfer between the client and the server uh, need to be encrypted so that the third party cannot see the data. Then auditing, integrity, availability, and non-repudiability. These are the popular characteristics of e-business security. Now we'll go one by one and understand about these characteristics and how these characteristics make the e-business security as the one vulnerable system. We'll go to the first one. It's called authentication. Authentication, because every person will have an identity. You are called by a name. When you're a student in college, Krishna Jayanti College, you have an ID card. You have a registered number. Okay, that is your authentication, which shows that yes, you are a person with so and so characteristics, with so and so, the information. So there is the security feature called as authentication, because system will identify who are you. When you go to Gmail and enter your username and password, it will identify. Okay, it will identify by that particular username and password. That's why when you enter a wrong password, after some time it will block your account, because somebody is trying to get access to your account. Okay, so authentication is the most important characteristic. So it is a mechanism to authenticate a user before giving him or her an access to the required information. So when you are going to, so for example, you have a bank account, okay, your bank will give you a username and password, or you can also get the OTP, that is one-time password. So that is basically to authenticate the user. Okay, so the user wants to get some information. The system will authenticate, identify whether you are the actual account holder. That's why I was sharing with other class. For example, say you have a debit card. When you are using debit card, sometimes there is a tendency that you give to your brother, sister to use it. If the debit card is misused, you will be held responsible, because that debit card must be used by you, not by anybody else, right? So when you authenticate a person, and system will identify who are you, then only it will allow you to access that data. So this is one of the characteristics of e-business security. Okay, so a good security system must authenticate the identification of a person or the identification of the account holder. Okay, so that's why whenever you go to your email, whenever you go to your any kind of a social media network or bank account, or even when you want to withdraw the money from your ATM, So there is something called as a login username and password. That's an authentication. So when you enter these details, the system will identify who are you. The system will identify who are you. If you are the right person, it will allow you to access the data. If you're not a right person, it will not allow you to access the data. So that's why even sharing your PIN numbers, sharing your debit cards, credit cards, okay, all these are all not permittable. They are illegal. So if something goes wrong, you will be held responsible. So I was just sharing an example with some other students. There was a case happened in Bangalore. Okay, it's a wife and husband living in a place called Marthahalli in Bangalore. So wife is pregnant, admitted in the hospital. She has to make the payment to the hospital. She has given her SBI debit card to her husband to go and withdraw the money. So husband went to the ATM center. Okay, I mean, he tried to withdraw the money. The money was debited from the account, but it has not come out of cash, is not come out of the ATM machine. Now he has become panic. He went and told his wife. So wife complained to SBI. So SBI, what they do first thing, they will check the person who's withdrawn the money based on the time and the transaction time of the transaction. So they found that wife is the actual account holder, but husband went and took the money. They said they will not give the money because it is illegal. The wife is supposed to go withdraw the money with her debit card, but the husband has gone. So there what happens, you're trying to wearing somebody's identity. System may allow you, but it is not legal. So a good security system will always authenticate the person, before they access the information. Then the next characteristic of security, e-security, is basically called as authorization. Okay, so authentication is to identify the identity of a person. Authorization is giving access to that particular authorized person. Okay, so once system identifies you are the actual user, it will give an authorization to access to the information. Okay, now as a user, you have different privileges. Take an example, in our Christianity college, we have something called as TCS ION. So as a teacher, they may not get access to more information because they are not authorized to go check more information about the students. As a HOD, I have more privileges than students, where I can go get data from all the BBS students. But I don't have authorization to go to the BCom students or BCS students because my authorization is limited to only BBS students. So authorization is nothing but giving access to the authorized person for getting information. Okay, so generally whenever you try to go to any kind of a source of information, when you try to get information, if you are not authorized, you get a message like this. So the authorization required, this app needs authorization to run. Okay, so you need to authorize a person to access the information. So authentication to identify, to find out the identity of a person. Authorization, giving that access to the person to get the information from the system. Okay, so there are two kinds of characteristics that we have. Even when you go buy product from any online sellers, maybe Flipkart or Amazon and so on. So if you want to buy a product, first what you need to do, you need to create an account. You need to create a username and password, create an account. So you need to, give your identity to them. So then they'll create a database that so-and-so, customer, has been created. And then after that, you can do the transactions. Okay, so otherwise they will not give access to certain information. So authentication and authorization are the most important characteristics of e-business security.